Hi all, back with more Red Storm, Dark Blue Defection, Scenario 4, Iron Eagle. This will be my part 9. Part 8's not been put up there yet because I made a bit of a blunder and had copied part 7 again thinking it was part 8 and was going to watch it at work the day when I had the break, but it was just part 7 again. So I'm just trying to fix that just now. Couple more comments just while they're fresh in my head because it's over at the computer. I've not got my tablet here. From John Brown on this was part 6, so nothing being said about part 7. Although I can't remember, was part 7 me doing anything? I can't remember where we're at now, to be honest. I think part 6 was me trying to work things out, wasn't it? Or was that part 7? That might have been part 7 actually. Anyway, let me think. While the things are fresh in my head, yeah, John says there is an exception for infrared SAMs that you remove the SAM worn and place the infrared SAM located. Okay, this must be me when I was talking about. Yeah, so we'd remove these and place infrared SAM located. But the other thing that went in with that, and that was his next comment, was what's in the special scenario rules, and I think the way these are worded could have been better, because for the infrared SAMs, which are the SA13s, it says, you set them up warning markers with radar off, right? That's fair enough, and one will be a dummy, okay. We roll for activation, well, when a player flight is within 2 hexes. Now with infrared ones, my assumption is that's that's going to be the only way you're going to be able to activate them, I believe. Is that not right, John? Because we can't fire our arms at them because their radar's off. Well, they've not got a radar, they're infrared. And we can't locate them because in actual fact they're already located. But this is where the confusing part is. It says roll for activation when a player flight is within 2 hexes. Do not apply any modifiers to the roll. Once activated, set up SA13, A3 or B3 as shown on the scenario setup card unlocated with a SAM warning marker on, radar off. Well, you wouldn't even put a SAM warning marker on it, would you? Because in the bot activation table, I just read the exception. If it's a real SAM, for infrared SAMs, remove the SAM warn and place the infrared SAM located. So there seems to be a bit of confusion between the two. I think maybe the wording on the special, the SAM activation information on the DBD part is maybe needing some attention, possibly. Yeah, I get the feeling the only way we can deal with these is with moving in within activation range, I think. The SAM warn markers are checked for activation during the ISR phase, right? We're not having that. When a SAM warn marker is attacked by an arm, well, we can't do that because it needs to be a SAM with its radar on, and these are shown off, but the reason they're shown off is because they're not even got a radar, I suppose. When a SAM warn marker is located by any means, well, we can't locate because, again, what's the things for locating? SAM location, where are you? There we are. Both players may try to locate unlocated SAMs. Mark with SAM warning markers. Roll for each unlocated SAM. That's it. I don't think it does specifically say it stops you from trying to locate it, but these are located anyway. They can't be unlocated, can they? I'm a way down another rabbit hole, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think the only way of getting these to appear is to move within 2 hexes of them. That does seem a little strange. However, Howard did comment before. It was his comment that said that, these are hidden. We don't know where these are. The only reason they're shown on the map is because we need to know where to put them. But if you were playing 2-player right now, this wouldn't be on the map. It would be, and you would have a wee note of where that is. It's in hex number 5439. You would have a wee note, and then once we were moving along, just gently moving along, not knowing where anything is, we move within 2 hexes. I guess the other player interrupts and says, "Right, hold on, you've just bumped into a SAM," and then activate it. But the other thing is, we've got one of these will turn out to be a dummy. So I think the only way we can activate this then is with move within 2 hexes. But please tell me if I've got that one wrong as well. So that was only 2 comments that John had made. Hang on though. Yeah, this is what John's actually saying, that the SAM in the bot SAM activation table, it does seem to indicate that these can be located. However, he says he would restrict it to only ones that are shown with their SAM worn as an on. He did say that maybe something about maybe Howard had intended putting that within the rules. It does look like that could be cleared up a bit. It looks like that's there may be something that needs some attention with that, like I've said. So we cannot locate these because basically they are, the radar, infrared radars cannot be in that state, can they? It tells you right back at the beginning. Infrared SAMs have only 2 states, located or hidden, so they can't be unlocated. But basically, they're hidden at the moment then, aren't they? That's what they are. They're hidden, and like I say, if I was playing a 2-player game, they wouldn't even be on the map. They would be on the other player's planning map, raid planning map, or whatever it is that you would jot down where you want to put your SAMs and whatever, and that would be the thing. And Howard did mention that you're going to come on top of these and they're just going to fire at you. So like I've said, and here's another thing that might come into it, and I've asked. John brought up this whole high, when you're high altitude or very high, there's an extra range for being high, a +1 for being high, and there's a +3 for being very high. Well, we've not got anything very high at the moment. But my query way back there was, if we're at high altitude, these can't fire at us. So what happens there? I mean, when we get within 2, we activate it, find out if it's a dummy or not, and then if it's not, we put an SA-13 down there, and it just must sit there. Well, because it can't fire at us because we're at high altitude. Because that was my intention here. So does that just mean that it just doesn't fire at us, but we've activated it, we've found out if it's a dummy or not, I suppose? Okay, so there were only 2 comments. Well, the other one he commented on was, he says, well remembered about I think it was the ordinance restricting the speed of 1-hour flights, which, I did just catch it in time, I think. Okay, so now it's quite an important turn, this. Now, are we... Yeah, no, we've got... Yeah, because we got the initiative. This is the first initiative of the turn. And I want to say we were lucky, and... Could I say that... I think we were maybe lucky and they drew a 0 as initiative. And then we turned out with a 3. So this is going to be a pretty important turn. And with some of this new information and understanding, it's going to make me, do some different things to maybe what I was going to do. Oh, and look what I found. There we are. It's from the Army Painter. This target lock, it says. This is, it's a target line laser. It's not the target It's not. It doesn't put a dot. What it does. Well, I'll show you what it does. See? Hopefully you can see that all right. It just draws a line. You know, you just put it down like that, and it draws a line. So if I want to get, we're looking at Cobra flight there, and I want to know where it's 60 degrees, you know, is, then I can do that. I thought that'd be quite useful. I thought about doing, cutting out a sort of a template of a 60 degree on a bit of cardboard or that, just to weigh that to sort of, you know, to bring it out like that. But I might get around to do that. But I think this will help. You know, if I want to check 60, well, Cobra was the wrong one to look at. Let's look at Silver Fox here. So he'd be right down that there. Now you need maybe a steady hand, but you can see it's going to be, so that's one of his arcs, and then the other 60 degree of his arc is that way, along there, something like that. I don't know if you can see it that well on the film or not, but it's certainly nice and bright. Yeah, I found it in a box, searched through a couple of boxes and found it, and I thought, right, I'll probably need to get a battery for it, but no, it worked right away, so it was great. Right, okay, so what's our plan? Yeah, well, I think I was feeling like Saint needs to help out Cobra flight, so I think an attack on this Sam here. What were some of the other things I was thinking about? I think that's going to be the first sort of thing to try and do, because as long as we shut that down, if it shuts down, then the acquisition falls off. Now, we possibly also want to climb to high altitude and move into range to find out if this is a SAM. Now, hold on. Yeah, no, that's fine, because they can only fire at a range of 2 anyway. So it's not that it could look elsewhere. And then our second activation, yeah, I think I might have said this already, to be honest. So second activation is either going to be Cobra going for the MiG-21 again, or Silver Fox, and Silver Fox maybe coming in here just to seeing what these are. And yeah, we've got, I wonder if Cobra can turn and BVR both of these, because remember he gets to do 2, doesn't he? He auto BVRs and 2 targets, and that way, if I was able to do that, which I think I might be, if I just kind of turn and come in here and turn that way, hopefully that's still in my front arc, and we are still in its front arc, and we would be in this front arc. We could auto BVR the both. We would then obviously roll to activate this and see what it's all about, and then we would be able to fire, hopefully do something better to the MiG-21, and well, if this turns out to be a dummy, so be it. If it's not, then even better. So yeah, that sounds like a plan. And then Silver Fox, since this information about the fact that I could launch my HARM missiles, sorry, not at them, at the warm markers, I'm not so sure I want to waste my weapons on that. So I don't think I would have wanted to do that anyway. So yeah. Yeah, so I think that's going to be my 3 activations. I think that's pretty good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these off. I think things would start getting too cluttered, so I'm going to take the strength off. We've got spot jamming on these as well anyway. And, you know, come the time that these try and do anything, we'll check that this is in the arc, you know. Well, in fact, we'll use our new wee gadget, which is, so 60 degrees on that one. That one's the awkward. Well, that's one of the awkward ones. need to look in it. So that's looking at the spine. So that's, oh no, that's not too bad, that one. That goes up half the hex. So that one goes right up there, doesn't it? And it goes, hang on. Yeah, it goes right up that side, and it goes right up that side. Yeah. Is that right? No, that's not right, Grant. Right, I'm getting confused myself. I think it goes right up that, right through that hex, and right through that hex. Yeah, right through the middle. Is that right? That seems to be as it's shown on the diagram anyway. When we're looking at the hex spine, yeah, it does, yeah. So it would actually go right through the hexes there. So yeah, so we can then check this whenever this is in, and then obviously if this is firing at something over there, we would need to check its 60 degrees and find out where, if obviously if it was something up there, we would see that wasn't landing in our flight, so we would have to half the value of that. But rather than putting the counters on, I think I'll leave that. But we do have these spot jammed, and I'm assuming I can change my spot jamming. I can, if there's a bigger threat maybe in the jamming phase, I can say, right, okay, I don't want to spot jam that anymore. Because is this that important? I don't know. I mean, obviously, yeah, if you've got an undetected flight, it's far better than a detected flight, but it seems like there's more likelihood of getting detected anyway, isn't there? Right, okay, so the priority to start with, I think, is going to be Saint flight. Yeah, so how to go about this first? Well, this is our, obviously these are these harm missiles, which we haven't dealt with yet. Well, you need to decide what you're doing, what you're setting, Grant. Well, I don't need to be going terribly fast now, I don't think. So we're at medium altitude. We're going to climb to high. No, that's going to increase our. Well, actually, it won't increase it this turn. So we're at medium altitude. So we've got a speed of, oh no, we're later, remember. So we've got a speed of 3. Which is probably fine. 1 climbing to high, 2, 3. Yeah, and that gets me in the 2 hex range of that at high altitude. So we're nice and safe. And somewhere along the lines, we're going to launch at that. Because I think we need to take that out, because that's going to fire at Cobra, and we don't want that. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to know what the best order to do this in. My guess is I probably need to spend a movement point to. Right, so anyway, we're going to set just combat throttle on Saint flight. I'll take this away. And we've got initiative at 3, so we've got 3 flights we can move. So that's going to be the first one. Right. Okay. Hang on, Grant. There's a flaw in your plan. Oh no, but you said I can do this. Because this isn't located yet, is it? We failed at our location attempt. But John said that we could do this. That was one of the things he said we could do. Does it not tell you in here that you can... Well, to be honest, it doesn't tell you that it needs to be located. It doesn't tell you it doesn't need to be located. It's one of them, I think. So... yeah, maybe used to attack radar equipped AA, blah blah blah, and SAM units, including dummy radars that have their radar switched on. Arms may not be used against any other type of target. So right, hang on. Right, so just checking things carefully here. Anti-radiation missile arm attack. Arm morale check in sequence. Announce arm launch, including a number of shots, but not arm type or target. That don't think matters because we're playing solo. Now, so we do have two harms weapons, but I think, well, I'm going to look into it first, but I think I would just want to launch one of them. However, this is where you would decide if you're launching one or two. And then, if the flight is detected, which it is, Saint flight is detected, the enemy player may shut down radars voluntarily, marked with shutdown marker. Now, the bot always tries to keep its radars on. So the thing is, if the flight was undetected, it may not shut its radars down. Well, that doesn't matter then, does it? Doesn't matter if it's detected or not. Well, however, if there's not a voluntary shutdown, well, yeah, we're always going to get to this part, aren't we? Because they're either going to try and keep the radar on voluntarily. Oh, hang on. If the flight's undetected, no. If the flight's undetected, the radars just stay on. If the flight's detected, they may shut them down, but the bot will never do that. So I think we're always going to get this situation, aren't we? So we're always going to do the arm morale check when we launch an arm missile. That must be the best sort of way of doing it. Like, so if no voluntary shutdown, target takes arm morale check, it fails on a 5 or less. DRMs are +1 launching flight undetected. Well, there you would get a benefit there. We are detected, so that's not an issue. -1 is if launched from 10 plus hexes away. And then if the check fails, we mark it with a shutdown marker and then resolve the arm attack. Now, because we're using these harm missiles, the fact that it shuts down means that we can still... it says harm may continue to attack after radar shutdown. Okay? So then I think we cross to here to carry out the attack, whether it was shut down or not. And I'm just wondering about the modifiers involved here by carrying out the attack. So we're going to be on this arm column, and that's going to give you the number of the actual success per missile launched. Obviously, the bigger the number, the better. So where are we? Yeah, it's down the bottom. Well, there you go. You get a nice +3 to start with. So we'd get a +3 for being a harm. That doesn't apply. Target is unlocated, SAM, or arm launch is preemptive. Well, it's unlocated. Arm launch is preemptive. What does that mean? There we go. I didn't have the rule there, did it? It usually has the wee rules there when it's something that... page 33, 17.60, preemptive arm launches. Arms may be launched preemptively at SAM units, including SAM warning markers, or radar-equipped AAs whose radars are turned off. Preemptive launches may only be conducted from medium or high altitude. Preemptive arms do not resolve the attack until the SAM acquisition phase. An attack is resolved only if the target SAM or radar-equipped AA unit switches its radar on. If the target does not switch on its radar, it is not attacked, and the arm is expended for no effect. Okay, that's when radars are turned off. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. Anyway, right. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. That's firing at them when they're turned off, which it states at the beginning that they need to have their radars turned on to be able to do that. So this is a way of doing it without them being turned on. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I don't think I'm going to delve into that, to be honest. Right, but anyway, where were we? The target is unlocated anyway, so there's where they benefit from the fact. So we can still do it, but, well, it tells you there. We're carrying out the arm attack. If the target's unlocated, we just get a -2 modifier. Okay, yeah, but you still get that. Yeah, I forgot. That's what's going to hurt. So we'd get a +3, and we get a -2 there and a -6 there. So we get a -8. So you're talking a -5. Ugh. So this is where you really want to have it located, don't you? Well, it's still going to shut the radar down, which is going to drop the acquisition from Cobra, and that's like the main purpose. And we've still got a chance. So, a -5 to this die roll. Well, what do we need to even just get a 1 success? Okay, I'd prefer something better than that. We'd need to roll a 10. Because 5 would give us a 1. We need to roll at least a 10 to get something out of it. And in fact, the best we're going to get... Well, no, actually, we could roll a 20 and get a 15 result. Because we're getting a -5, but, well, yeah, good luck with that one, Grant. Okay. But I think we still want to do this. I mean... And I don't think I want to launch both missiles at it. I think launch one at it, and, if it's still a pain next turn, well, this radar's going to switch off. It's either going to switch off or we're going to have a better chance of taking it out, isn't it? I mean, we might roll in that arm morale thing and it might not switch off. Yeah, there is that. And then you don't get that -6. We get a +3 and a -2, so we get a +1 to the result, which is much better. But then there's a risk of us not maybe damaging the SAM and then it staying switched on. And then Cobra's not in it. Right, okay. Okay, right. Well, we know what we're up against. Yeah, I was just wondering if it had to move the last paragraph is 17.52 arm launches. Arm launches are blind bombing attacks. There is no IP for an armed bomb run. Instead, the flight may fire after expending any movement point, including resolution of any AA SAM attacks caused by that movement point expenditure, provided the target is in a launch arc designated in the weapon description. So, well, it does say that it does need to spend a movement point before it can do it. Okay, that's fine. Right, so we've set our movement at 3. And like John also mentioned, I believe the harm only needs to be in our front hemisphere. Where does it tell us that, though? I don't think hang on. The launch arc for a Shrike is a flight's forward arc. The launch arc for the ham is a flight's forward hemisphere. It tells you in the first sentence, Grant. Don't. Right, okay. Oh, I'm getting bad with some of my rule reading, haven't I? Okay, it's hard enough, this game, making daft things like that, Grant. Right, so it just needs to be in the forward hemisphere, so... yeah, anything in front of the flight, isn't it? Okay, so... I'm only going to move 3 hexes. I'm not sure. I think I kind of want to go up a bit. I want to go into this hex here, I think. So I'm going to go 1 free turn. And then I'm going to spend my next movement point to climb to high altitude, leaving me one movement point left. And then I'm going to move... Well, actually... maybe I should just fire there, actually. Yeah, let's just fire there. I've still got one movement point left. Well, let's deal with that first. So I'm going to launch one of my harm missiles. I'm going to score that off, and I'm going to select... This is Saint Flight, yeah? So I'm going to select aircraft number 2 to fire his harm missile. Now, it needs to be in the flight's forward hemisphere. Maximum range is 6 hexes. 12 hexes, medium high. And by the way, the minimum range of all arms is 1 hex. Oh, well, that's always going to be fine then, isn't it? Means you can't launch it in the actual hex. Right, so we're at medium high, so we've got a range of 12. So yeah, this is where we could have done. But however, I kind of like the idea of knowing that it's an actual SAM rather than wasting a missile on a dummy. So we're going to do that, and we can continue the attack after a radar shutdown. So radar shutdowns, yeah, let's just jump to that morale part. Well, I'll not bring that chart up again. 17.52 arm launches. Yeah, okay. So announce arm launch. We've done all that. Flight detected. Right, we've already been through this. The bot is not going to voluntarily shut it down. The flight is detected. It's not going to voluntarily shut it down. So if no voluntary shutdown, target takes arm morale check, fails on a 5 or less. DRMs +1, launching flight is undetected. No, -1, launch from 10 plus hexes away. If check fails, mark with a shutdown marker. So it fails on a 5 or less, so we're going to go with this. Here we go. He's rolled a 3. So that fails. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I don't know if I wanted that or not, did I? Well, we better make sure we do something to it now. So that failed... No, hang on, that failed the morale check. If check fails, mark by a shutdown marker. Yeah, I've got it the wrong way about, sorry. Okay, so that is shut down. Yeah, I probably should just put that on top of that. Okay, so that is shut down now. However, because we're launching a harm, we can continue with our attack. So we are going to do that. And now we're looking at these modifiers, and we've just been through this. So we get a +3, then we get a -2 for that, and a -6 for that because it's shut down. So we get a -8 and a +3. So we're getting a -5. But the good thing is it's shut down. In fact, can I not take that acquisition marker off right away? Well, let's get this done first, because you never know. Even better things might happen, maybe. So a -5, 2 dice roll, and like I've said, we need at least a 10. So out of 2 d10s though. So here we go. Nice high number. Oh, I've seen the 1 first, and then the other one's a 10. So we've got 11. So we are just going to get that 1, aren't we? We've got 11. -5 is a 6, so it's 1. And that's a success value, isn't it? Right, I don't have any of them there. Where are they? Is that the attack value? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, we only get 1 of them. We only launch 1 missile. Okay. Yeah, so we get a 1 on that. Is that right? I think it's that one. Radar shutdowns. Units with a shutdown marker may not attack. Turn the radar on. Move, or for EWR, attempt detection. They may attempt to remove the shutdown marker in the admin roll of dice. Yeah, I'm guessing that we need to also put these off. Whether that's... So does that go off and that goes to off as well, I suppose. Radar shutdown. Now I'm just wanting to get rid of that acquisition if I can. Pretty sure if I looked at SAM acquisitions, I'm sure I would find it. Resolving acquisition, maintains losing acquisition. An acquisition marker must be removed the moment a SAM unit's radar is switched off or its target reaches a distance greater than acquisition range. Right, it's coming off. So we're taking that acquisition marker away. So that was the main purpose of all this, so that it freed up Cobra, but we'd still like a result from this. However, with a 1 success there, well, we shall see. So that's air to ground attack table. So now we go to damage, don't we? Ooh, yuck. Right, yeah. Yeah, okay, so we're across here and we've only got a 1. Right, yeah, so we're unfortunately down here and you can see all these NEs are not good. So we need at least a 15 on this die roll. And slight is what a 15, 16 and 17 would give. Hang on. Oh, it's infrared. Infrared SAM, slight is no effect. This isn't then. So it would have... So A, concentration suppress 1. Radar equipped A, SAM, EWR. Oh, okay. It's suppressed for 1d10 turns. And yeah, that's where I made a blunder before, because I tried to do this on an infrared SAM. And that slight result is a no effect. However, so a slight would do us. But then we still need a roll of 15. Okay, let's get the dice hot. Come on. Let's get a big roll here. Yeah, no modifiers here, is there? Nope. Right, here we go. Oh, 17. I kid you not. Oh. Still just a slight. Mind you, I'll take it. Yeah, so close to an H result, which... Yeah, that would have been heavy damage. That would have finished it. Right, so we've got a slight result. Can I find some more information about that just to make sure I'm getting this right? Air to ground attacks. Right, give me a sec. Right, yeah, we've got on page 36, so it talks about ground target damage. We've done our damage rolls. We do have a SAM unit that's not an infrared one, so it is affected by slight damage. So target slightly damage, radar equipped the EWR and SAM units are suppressed for 1d10 turns. Right, and then heavy damage. Right, okay, so suppress the concentration. Well, let's roll this dice. Let's roll to see what suppression number we're getting. So obviously 1d10 turns. This is the higher the better here. 6, that'll do. Right, so we've got a 6. So I think we need a counter that says suppress 6 on it. So give me a second. Yeah, maybe I'm missing something here. I can't find that many of them, and the highest I've seen is a 3. So let's read it first. Suppressed AA, right, that's not. Suppressed SAMs and radar equipped AA are marked with a radar suppress marker and must turn or keep the radars off during the turn the suppression occurs, plus 1d10 turns after. So it can't switch it on this turn. I don't think it would normally get to switch on until the beginning of the turn anyway, isn't it? I might have that wrong, but it can't switch on this turn, and then it can't switch it on for the next 6 turns after. If already marked with a radar shutdown marker when suppressed, replace it with a radar suppressed marker. Okay. Is that on the other side of that, maybe? It is. So radar suppressed. We can take that 1 away now, actually. It done its job. 17. How about that? Okay, I'm just not... Right, hang on. Well, read on. Units marked with a radar suppressed marker may not turn the radars on, attack, move, or for EWR units attempt detection. Units marked with radars may not turn the radars on. Yeah, it can't do nothing, can it? It can't attack. It can't. I'm assuming it can't acquire. Attempt detection. After the required number of turns, replace the radar suppressed marker with a... I thought John had said that it wasn't just... Is that maybe the AAAs? Ah, yeah, it is. So the suppression level for AAAs is slightly different. You roll a dice to see if it removes one of them or not. Because I'd kind of said that it was based on turns. But this one looks like it is definitely based on the amount of turns. So, and it says after the required number of turns, so 6 turns, and that's not turn 3. So if you look at it, we're on turn 3 just now. We're going to go into turn 4, and it's got 6. So it's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll come back on in turn 9, I think. Yeah, I think so. Which should be good enough. After a required number of turns, replace the radar suppressed marker with a radar shutdown marker. So we'd flip that over again. In the admin phase, the SAM EWR or radar equipped AA may now roll in the admin phase to remove the radar shutdown marker normally, and then it would switch back on again. So in actual fact, I don't think we're going to see that again, unless it gets really lucky in the last turn, turns back on, and that's that. But yeah. If a suppressed SAM EWR radar equipped AA is suppressed again, even in the same turn, roll 1d10 and add that number of turns of suppression length. Okay, and it gives you an example. They are the end of the following turn. Right, hang on, I'll pause just now. Okay, I'm not right. These suppressed markers are actually for the AAA, because I think it can only always have a maximum of 3, and that's why these are at 3s. I don't think there's a way of marking this then. Apart from using a dice, but the problem is I'm using all my dice on the actual thing. They're the only wee small dice that I've got. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, the suppression chits there only go up to a 3, because I think that's what the AA can only go up to. Right, well, I'll just need to track it some other way, I guess. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll use one of the wee dice, but I'll just put it directly on top of it. And yeah, that should be fine. Basically, it's not going to be able to do anything. I don't think it's going to get used the rest of the game, to be honest. That is assuming we've done it right, of course. Right, and then he's still got 1 movement point left. So I don't think anything else happens. I don't think anything happens to me. With launched a missile, oh, hang on. Did I check for... No, you don't check for... You don't check for them depleting. No. It's only your air missiles you check that, isn't it? So, finally, I'm going to move 1 more. Yeah, probably I don't need to be facing that way anymore than do that. So, and then I'm going to do 30-degree turn. Ooh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, look at that. We're going to get that as well. That's good. Right, so I'm going to finish on a turn there. Free 30-degree turn. That was my last movement point. And a couple of things going to happen when that happens. That's our movement point done. So we're going to... What we'll do is I'll mark on my finish marker. But we are within 2 of that, and we're also within 8 of that. So we're going to activate both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, this one. Hang on. Sorry, that's an infrared one. Sorry, I was looking at that thinking that was another. No, it's these 2, and this one's out of range, but this one's actually just came into range, isn't it? So, right then. Well, let's just do that then. Let's just activate. Let's activate. Oh, does that mean it's going to fire it? Oh no, I've already worked that one out because we're at high up. Stop, Grant. Stop. Like Howard said, because we're at high altitude, that range is increased. What if you're at very high then, Howard? Sorry, not Howard. John. John was telling me about this the +1 and then the +3 if you were at very high, but if I need to be 1 hex closer. If it needs to be +1, it's normally 2 hexes away, so that means I've got to be within 1 hex, I think, to before that activates. But I just wonder if you're at very high, if it's a +3, you can't. I guess you would have to be in the hex then for that to activate it. I guess because it is you're higher up, your range is more because you're higher. So I get that, but okay. Right, well we can't activate that yet then, I don't think. Because we do need to get 1 hex closer. If we'd stayed at medium altitude, but then we would have got shot at, so we don't want that. However, this one here will get activated. So this is the SA11s again. So roll for activation. 1 to 5 it's real, 6 to 10 it's a dummy. 1 to 5 it's real. That's a 6. So there's a dummy going. So that's that one. So that comes off. Now that means we know this is the other SAM. Right. I feel like I just want to put the SAM underneath the SAM warning marker now. Because it's unlocated, but I mean, okay, well, I suppose it's not activated yet though, Grant. So maybe I should just leave it until we get within range. I'm not sure if it matters or not. Well, no, actually it does matter. It does matter because if we put the SAM underneath that, it can then acquire, can't it? So I don't think this is activated. Even we know this is the actual SAM, it's still not activated yet. Right, I'm going to leave that like that then. Okay. Okay, that's good. Right. Yeah. I can see these 2 infrareds. We kind of want one of them to be the dummy. This one we don't care so much about because we can probably come round, do our bombing run, and then get back up to high altitude. But right here, we're in between 2 hexes. This one's going to affect us as well, so we need to deal with these. Yeah, we do. And possibly this might be annoying as well. Oh well, we need to prioritise the actual AA that's in the actual, on the runway. The AA barrage in the airfield. We need to do that. Okay. I think that's that. I think that's us. Right, I'm going to have to take a break. So, you know what? I might just cut that there. So we are... right, okay, well, it's still our turn. I'm going to put the 3 back there, but hopefully I'll remember that we have activated 1. I suppose I could change it to a 2. No, I'll leave it like that. I think that may be a bit daft doing that. I'll remember anyway. I'm not going to be away for that long either, so I know I'm going to come back now, and Cobra's going to make his move, I think, and get if we can just go up a bit and then turn and get both of these in BVR, and yeah, looking good actually. It was looking quite good, and that was a great result, I think. I mean, not perfect, but the roll of 6, I think, is just taking that Sam out of it. I don't think it's going to get back involved. Plus, it needs to roll for it at the end as well. So, and then by turn 9 and 10, yeah, I'm probably going to have my job done, or things that went wrong maybe. Right, okay, I will just cut that part there, and we'll just keep it a nice 51 minutes. But I'm going to be back quite soon. I need to take a break just now anyway, so I'll let me upload this one and do what needs to be done. Okay, I'll be back soon. Cheers.